The Science of Mind magazine, the daily guides. And if I don't have time to do a full explanation, I promise you I will come back and do it later. And it's called Revealed at Every Point. First quote is from James Russell Lowell, and it says, "'Tis heaven alone that is given away, 'tis only God may be had for the asking." And this is Ernest Holmes in The Voice Celestial. Voice Celestial was an epic poem that Ernest Holmes and his brother Fenwick wrote. And it's an epic poem. In other words, it's big. So that's why the wording may not sound just like prose, because it isn't. There is a wisdom absolute from which a knowledge of the truth may be derived, which opens to the heart by faith, to mind, by both divine and human reasoning. This did the ancients teach through ages dim, that truth reveals itself at every point, in time and space, to everyone who thinks, their way behind the thing they know, to what they do not know. For truth self-evident exists that all may know and understand. And as I said, that was from The Voice Celestial, which certainly needs an explanation. And this is what Reverend Jesse says, by way of explanation. Remember, he is the writer of this month's daily guides. The divine reasoning is the awareness of the oneness of all things. Spirit reasons from unity out into variety and complexity, from the center out into itself. Its individualized expressions, you and me, also possess the ability to reason in the other direction. That's from the experience we're having back from variety and complexity back into unity. But we can also stay ensconced in the outer stratum, the outer layer, denying the truth of our own being, lost for a while in the maze of appearances. A little bit more about that in a second. Holmes maintained that the cause of anyone's suffering is their belief in separation from their source. This is really the key to the whole thing here. Not actual separation. Why? Because that isn't possible. But the perception of it, made possible by free will as a sentient being. Then comes to the rescue the still, small voice of spirit, beckoning us to remember our celestial estate, heavenly if you like, that we carry with us wherever we go. We think our way behind what we know, into what we do not know, only to discover that on some level we did in fact know it. And so our acquisition of wisdom is in large part a returning. The divine mind knows everything. Everything exists within the divine mind. And what they're saying here is two things. One is that you can never be separated from the source of your being. That which created everything is in and through everything. And if that's true, then you can never be separate from it. It's impossible. But you can think yourself as separate from it. So you can think yourself as separate from your source. The spirit within, if you like, you can not recognize it. You can be, as they say, you can be lost in the maze of what's going on. I forget the exact words in there, but they're talking about being lost in the human experience here on earth and not realizing that there is a part of us that is eternal and is spiritual and moves along. So once we remember that and we start communing with it again, that is when we realize that the answers, as we said the other day, to everything exists within the divine mind. And if we're open to receiving the answers, we'll get them. They may not come in the exact timetable that we want if we are prepared to allow spirit, the divine, whatever you want to call it, to work behind the scenes and produce the best results for us and everyone and everything else. So that is a little bit behind that. Let me just see. I now know and declare the truth of my real nature. I now know and declare the truth of my real nature. So what is that? It's the fact that I am an expression of my source. I always have been, but at times I forget that. So I wander off into the darkness, as it were, and I forget it. But when I remember and come back, then the answers to everything start to appear. And we start to smooth our path. Is it always smooth? No. But when it's not smooth, we know that there is an answer to make it smooth once more. So that is all I have to say today. Why? Because I have to dash off to a business meeting. Like, gotta jump in the vehicle right away and dash off. If you got any questions about this or any of the other readings, please let us know. info@creativelife.org, or you got my email and you've got my mobile number there. I was getting mixed up between text and mobile between America and Europe. So you got my phone number there, got my email there. Please contact me if you need to. And once again, really thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Give us a like, pass this on to other people. It's going to go on LinkedIn sometime later today. It should already be. I don't know if it's on Instagram. It's supposed to do. I don't know if it actually does. It will be on other different media. Reverend Lisa will be on tomorrow morning between 9 and 9:30. I will be back tomorrow evening around about 5. So until then, take care of yourselves first, and then that allows you to take care of other people. Self, others, doesn't work if you don't do that. You become burned out. So, but you want to stay whole, you want to stay perfect. So perfect means things are just as they are right now. That's all it means. And then we move from there. So until next time, namaste.